Welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be taking a look at the latest two knives from Outdoor Element. These are additions to their feather series. I've got the Scout Feather and the Flicker Feather. Both the Scout and the Flicker share some of the same properties, but there's some pretty big differences between the two. Before I go over all the features of these knives, let me just give you a look at them. This is the Scout Feather, and the Scout Feather is a traditional blade design. This is 2.65 inches long, and it's a drop point. It's got a comfortable curve throughout the entire knife, and this is a small EDC handle that really locks into your hand. Now, the Flicker Feather is a completely different knife. This has the same handle design, but this is more of a chisel knife. I've got a single bevel chisel down the side as well as the tip. I love the fact that Outdoor Element took their Feather series knives and just incorporated it into the sheath that you're going to be carrying with it anyway. And this is now a system. So when I carry this knife, I've actually got 5 tools with me. I've got a quality fixed blade knife. I've also got a sharpening system. So the Scout, I've got a ceramic V-shaped sharpener in the bottom of the sheath here. I've also got a ferro rod that's threaded right into the sheath. I've got a survival whistle, and this back edge is actually a hex driver. On the Flicker Feather, I've got the same tools but just slightly different. The standard V-style sharpener is not going to work with this single bevel chiseled edge. So with this one, I've kind of got a flat sharpener here. And with that, I'm able to align the bevel on this chiseled edge. This flat sharpener like this is a little more versatile. I really like this because I'm going to be able to use this to sharpen an axe. I can sharpen any standard knife as well as fishing hooks. Now to carry this knife, I've got a belt clip on the back side. And this is a really strong belt clip. You are not going to lose this knife or pull the knife sheath out of your pants when you're just trying to draw the knife. And I've got this same clip on either sheath. Now the really cool thing is this is a Kydex sheath that's riveted together. But if you look here on the end, I've got larger rivet holes on the bottom. And that is useful if you want to make a neck knife out of this. So a lot of different carry options. With this, you're going to be able to clip it to your pack. You're going to be able to clip this into your pocket. Sometimes if you're not wearing a belt, a traditional belt knife is kind of out. With this clip, you're always going to be able to keep this knife with you. Now, both knives are made of the same material. This is a VG10 with a hardness of 57 to 60. Now on the back here, I've got a lanyard with a whistle on it. So this is going to help me find the knife, draw the knife if my hands are cold, like they are right now. And this is a 115 decibel whistle. I really like the idea of having a whistle like this, just so that if I carry this knife on my personal flotation device and I dump my canoe or kayak, I'm going to be able to signal for help. So ridiculously loud here. The main reason I took that whistle off is to show you the lanyard hole here. And this is not just a standard lanyard hole. This is a 1/4 inch hex driver. So with this, you're going to be able to put standard 1/4 inch bits in, and you're going to be able to deal with a lot of the problems that come up in day-to-day life. The Flicker Feather is a little bit shorter than the Scout Feather. This is 2.38 inches. And both knives feature jimping along the back here. So if I really want to do a power cut on these small little knives, I've got an excellent purchase to do that. And then the spine of these knives have a 90-degree edge to them. And that's going to work perfect with the ferro rod that's included in both designs. So once I get this coating off, I'm going to be able to use the knife and this ferro rod to get a fire going in any conditions. Now this ferro rod is kind of unique. This actually threads into place. And it might be hard for you to see, but this is not a standard round ferro rod. This is a hexagon ferro rod, which is cool for a couple different reasons. When I put my 90-degree spine down on top of this ferro rod, I've got a flat edge, so that's going to give me more surface. Now the other thing that's cool is this is actually threaded in. So this is kind of its carry position, and most of the time when I'm lighting a fire, this is what I go with. I just pinch it down and I'll strike. But this back edge is actually a 1/4 inch. So I'm able to use my hex driver on the butt of this knife, and I can break this free and this actually unthreads. So that means this is replaceable, so I can use this for my main ferro rod. But I can also reverse it. I can put it in from this side, and if I've got really stubborn material, or if it's a emergency and I really need a fire going really bad, this is going to give me a little more control of the rod, especially in inclement weather like this when it's pretty darn cold out. I'm going to be able to take a longer hit and light stubborn timber. Not only is this small and compact, but this is lightweight too. The Scout Feather with the sheath is 4 ounces. Now the Scout Flicker is just a little bit heavier. This is 4.2 ounces, and that could be because this is a diamond plate here. So I've got a little bit bigger sharpening surface, and I'll take that weight gain for the ability to have a diamond plate that I'm able to sharpen different types of tools on. These are 2 awesome variations of the same solid design. No matter which knife I choose to be carrying with me, I've got the same series of tools. I've got my whistle, I've got my ferro rod, I've got a multi-positional carry system, and I've got a sharpening stone as well. So really, really cool. Which one would I carry? Kind of depends on the situation. If I've got my standard gear with me and I'm carrying a larger belt knife, well, I don't have anything like this chisel. This chisel is awesome for crafting. If I'm doing any type of green woodworking or just working around the house, a sharp square edge like this is perfect. When I'm cutting leather or any type of crafting, this little sharp edge here, this sharp edge on the 90 is going to be just like a utility knife. I really like this design. Now when I don't have my bushcraft gear with me and I'm just trying to travel light, the Scout Feather makes an excellent EDC knife. This works in rural and urban situations as well. And while I'm carrying this slender knife that I can just tuck in my pocket or clip on my belt, I've also got my whistle, I've got a sharpening system, and I've got a ferro rod. As I've been carrying these knives, I've noticed that this small hook here really helps to not only lock your hand in while you're using it, but I can use this as well as the flat on the back of this ferro rod to pop the knife out. And I can do that in any position. And I don't have to look for it. I can just do that all by feel. If I'm doing something else and just reach for my knife, or it's kind of dark out, it's simple to draw the knife. It's simple to reholster the knife. Now the contour of this knife makes it extremely comfortable to use. It kind of just naturally locks into your hand between my thumb and my index finger. The other fingers just kind of are along for the ride with this. Now this back edge is curved and it kind of fits really comfortably in my hand. Now with this flicker, I have used multiple hand positions with this and I haven't found a bad one yet. This allows me to really get in for some detailed craft work. And if I'm trying to knock a piece of wood out of a notch that I just made, I have spun this on its side and I've tapped this in with a mallet, and it all works really well. So these knives are not a production item yet. This is on Outdoor Elements Kickstarter. So the best way to guarantee that you're going to get one is to head over there and sign up. Now, if this is the kind of thing you like, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment in the comment box, and ring the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Burning River Bushcraft. I also teach outdoor classes at Outdoorcore.com. Now, a big old Bowie knife is pretty darn cool, but this is practical. This is a style knife that you're going to have with you all the time. This is going to be really familiar to you because you're going to use this to open boxes and make small cuts and craft items from time to time. And if you ever were in a bad situation and you needed a knife, this is going to be the knife you have with you. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.